Hello everybody and welcome to episode number 20 of The Edge. After a long absence of me being offline, we are back in business. We have a fully packed out show for you with a load of reviews on some games like Tales of Monkey Island Remix, Bionic Commando, Star Trek DAC and a load of others as well. So sit back and relax and we'll start you off with this first video. Enjoy folks.
Scorpio, proceed to the palace. Be advised, multiple hostile sightings between your location and the palace grounds. House Curita is landing dropships at strategic locations around the city of Tolek. Okay, we know they're here somewhere. Fan out, let's get some eyes on these bastards. The satellites are down. We've lost off-world communications.
Roger, Scorpio leader. Launching drone. Grid setting Fox 9er. Battle grid updates inbound. Confirmed. Over.
Two unidentified targets acquired.
Central, we have two unidentified targets. No, wait. No.
New target. Designation
Engaging target.
01. Warning. Launch detected. Target destroyed.
Enemy forces have overrun the palace!
My God!
New target. Designation open.
I need fire
01.
support!
Shut up! I can't get to you! Jackson is down! Engaging Atlas!
Central, I need support! We're getting wasted out here!
We need air support! Send in Zulu 6-5! We need reinforcements! Our lines are breached!
I can't hold them off!
Offline.
Yeah! Take that, you son of
Target
a...
is charging weapons. Multiple materials. Offline. Life support system. Eject.
Bionic Commando is the 3D follow-up to the original Capcom classic on the NES, also known as just Bionic Commando. The original Bionic Commando was generally well regarded and had the standout feature of utilizing a grappling hook as opposed to just regular jumping. Well, here we are, just over 2 decades later, and I'd still consider the grappling hook to be a damn good idea. I still remember first using it in a 3D world back when Quake 2 hacks were all the rage. There's nothing better than Spider-Manning yourself across a room and blowing the brains out of whatever enemies dare to step up. Bionic Commando on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 does not disappoint. Now, this latest Bionic Commando got a lot of 5s and 6s all across the board. It really made me wonder, why is that? This game really does feel like a Spider-Man clone in some industrialized vision of the future. What the hell is not to like about that? What will really draw the line in the sand is the controls. The controls are not bad at all. However, there's a curve to overcome. There's a curve to overcome just to use them properly so that you don't fling yourself in some sort of pop fly fashion rather than home run, and then there's the curve that you must overcome in order to make it all feel like second nature. Bionic Commando takes some serious skill to play properly and not accidentally off yourself when trying to play flashy every 5 minutes. It's time worth the investment though, as to truly play this game feels like a dream. It brings back memories of jetpacking around in Gun Valkyrie on the first Xbox, as well as some hints of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater when you first learn how to skate around properly without bailing every 20 seconds. The level designs are also pretty damn cool. As mentioned, a lot of it is industrialized warehouses, sometimes inside, sometimes outside, as well as some various nature locations. If a sequel is ever to be miraculously produced, there's still a lot of new fresh ground to cover, but as for a first outing in this fashion, I have no problems. Is Bionic Commando a gunplay video game? It's really kind of hard to figure this one out, and perhaps this confusion may lead to why some other people dislike this. On one hand, I found myself wondering where the ultra-powered, crazy-ass, non-existent weapons were hiding, as well as why no cover system was programmed into the game. But then I always remembered that Bionic Commando is still about the grappling hook. You're supposed to swing your ass overhead, zip by the enemies, perhaps pop a few off, sling behind a rock, and then launch that car next to you and flatten 5 more baddies. If this were just another stop-and-pop third-person shooting game, what would even be the point? Not that the weaponry doesn't play a large part in the game, because, you know, I still found myself all around complexes taking out helicopters and flying mini-mechs and so on. Simply put, the weapon system is still not a problem. What could be improved? The load times between deaths were kind of a buzzkill at times, especially as the game encourages you to experiment with your slinging, but it's easy to accidentally screw yourself over. This makes conquering the learning curve a little more annoying than it should be. The world should also be slightly more open. I have nothing against linearity, not everything needs to be a sandbox, but I really didn't like accidentally climbing a building too high and then dying because of lame toxic gas, or whatever the hell that stuff was. I suppose I should mention the story as well, which was not that great. This really isn't a game where you want to play for the story though, and it isn't shoved in your face too much, and really it is kind of interesting to find out what the final twist may be, but it's still not captivating in any sense of the word. I didn't find myself caring that much. Finally, the online gameplay is a success. I truly had my ass handed to me my first time at bat in the random death matches, as these guys on there had conquered the gameplay far more than I could have ever imagined even after finishing the single player. But there is still a lot of promise. Really, you just do not get grappling hook and gunning gameplay like this too often, so it is a very fresh experience. Is Bionic Commando a love it or hate it kind of game? Perhaps. This generation's Prince of Persia outing made a real push towards a user-friendly experience that holds your hand, quite literally, with everything. Bionic Commando heads in the opposite direction, where creativity is key in conquering the various scenarios and challenges in front of you. Personally, I enjoy this kind of gameplay a whole lot more. Bionic Commando for the Xbox 360 receives a 9 out of 10.
Before the Führer's mighty fall, the Wolfenstein spy made his first move to steal Hitler's prized possession. The Christian relic known as the Spear of Destiny. He who controls the spear controls the power of eternal life and eternal death.
The Nazis stole Europe's great works of art to hide them in darkness? Not anymore. What?
a protective force far greater than your firepower. You cannot win.
What is this thing?
Hey, it's Autistic Gamer here. Welcome to another one of my video reviews. Today I'm going to take a look at the 1 vs 100 beta on Xbox Live. I know the beta is not complete yet, but I want to give you my first impressions. And so far the game, it looks promising. First off, you don't win any Microsoft points or Xbox Live arcade games while playing as the mob or the one, because they're in beta. Although at some point that some people may win some prizes with the sweepstakes or whatever they have in mind. But other than that, it's really nice to play the game. Okay. Although I haven't made it to the mob or made it as the one, so keep that in mind. Okay, the game goes like this. It's essentially the 1 versus 100. No, duh. And the 1 tries to outsmart all 100 players. The rules is a little bit different from the TV show. On the TV show, at certain rounds you get the certain amount of cash for every mob member you take down. In the game, if you take down every 10 mob members, you get Microsoft points for each 10. Now, at certain points, you will be asked if you want to take the Microsoft points or face the mob even more. I'm just saying, it works. It works pretty well. It's just that if you want to get into the mob or be the one, you're gonna have to play the game for a long time. It's like you're gonna have to come to every show as much as you can to get a better chance to play the game for real. And again, I haven't made it to the mob or the one, so I've been stuck as in the crowd for quite some while, and the only sorts of competition I have in the game so far is a little get together with 3 other players in the same party. So it's morally fun, but it would be nice if I would take a look at how the mob or the one plays out. I know the points doesn't mean anything, but if the more you play the live show and the extended play, you get your lifetime scores build up, and you may get a chance. And the more questions you get right or wrong, you have a better chance of becoming in the mob or the one. So if you're gonna have to play this game a lot just to actually get a chance to do that. The questions overall in the live show are pretty easy for the most part. There's a few tough questions that you probably may scratch your head, but it's nothing really that hard. It's like you could breeze through many of the questions really easily. But if you want a real challenge, you have to play the extended play, which can get very, very frustrating. Everyone is in the mob. You don't play a real game, but each player has a chance to build up their lifetime score and get a better chance to be on the live show as the mob or the one. Man, I keep saying the one and the mob too many times. Like you probably getting a little sick of that. Anyway, the questions in the extended play are frickin'... Well, the questions on the extended play starts out easy with the first 10 questions. Then it gets harder with the other 10. And it gets harder with the next 10. And the final 7 questions may tear the hair off your scalp. It could be very, very hard. They might start out easy, but it gets very, very difficult. And if you have actual friends on Xbox Live that are joining with you, you can actually see who's the better question taker. What's nice about 1 versus 100 is that they constantly change the questions, so you never know what question you get next, and you rarely get to see the same question twice. Anyway, there's nothing really special with the extended play except that you get more difficult questions. It's more trying to get more chances to get on the show, and it's just really fun if you have a bunch of friends just online or in the same room to see who's the smarter person is. That's pretty much 1 versus 100 in a nutshell. And overall, I like it. It's currently free for all gold members. It's going to go on for a few more weeks. I don't know when the full game comes out, but I'm not sure it's going to be free. But it looks interesting. I really would like to check it out. And if you have a gold membership or know someone who has a gold membership, I would say definitely get this game a try. Again, you don't really earn Microsoft points or Xbox Live arcade games at the moment, but so when you come to the beta, just to have fun and see if you can do better than your friends. So again, I like it. Definitely worth checking out. This has been Autistic Gamer. Sorry for the long delay of not putting new videos on, but here we go. I got one out. Okay, this is Autistic Gamer saying so long. Bye.
Sega.
Star Trek DAC, standing for Deathmatch, Assault, and Conquest, is the game counterpart to this summer's blockbuster movie Star Trek. It's a top-down shooter with some pretty slim ideas. I personally love the movie, but I had a low expectation for the game. I've never really played any Star Trek game, so I came into this game with a fresh mind and only 1% bias. Unfortunately, this game doesn't actually tie into the movie at all. Sure, you get the ships, but nothing more. Star Trek DAC has no story mode, and that's a shame. It could have had some campaign mode with text or voice to tell the story. Hell, even clips from the movie would have worked out great. It would have been cool if you could play through special missions reflecting those of the movie, while adding a few more. Rescue, escort, attack, and infiltration modes all could have been added to make an interesting campaign. But it wasn't. A big disappointment is that there are only 3 modes, which are named in the title. Deathmatch is just that, a deathmatch mode, where you'll constantly be attacking each other and racking up your kill count. Assault is a capture and defend-like mode. One team has a task of capturing all 4 command posts, while the other team tries their hand at defending. This mode gets old very quickly. Conquest is very much like Assault, but you have to deal damage to the command post to capture them. How lame. This could have just been some type of setting you could have changed for Assault, but they decided to market it as a whole different mode. Continuing on the lack of settings complaint, the settings options for each game mode are basically non-existent. You can't change bot difficulty or the respawn times, or anything. This is very disappointing. The game is fast-paced and action-oriented. You'll control and shoot fast. Wait, is this Star Trek or Star Wars? Just like the movie, the game feels like tons of action has just been injected in, so more people can get into it. At least in the movie, the ships move at a respectable speed. In the game, they move incredibly fast. It'll take a few matches to first get used to the game, but the controls are simple. Right trigger fires your main weapon, and the left trigger accelerates the ship's speed. Both of these drain your meter at the bottom of the screen. The right button activates any power upgrades that you've picked up around the battlefield. Some power-ups are shields, explosive radius bombs, a clone ship power-up, rockets, etc. You can choose from either the Federation or the Romulans. Neither of the sides have any ships that don't play the same as the other side. They just look different. You have 3 ships to choose from after picking your side.
Well, we said we'd answer the big questions at E3, and so we can tell you that in Mass Effect 2, you are going to play as Commander Shepard.
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Humans are disappearing from all over the galaxy, and entire colonies are just disappearing. Now, they say it's going to be a suicide mission, but as Commander Shepard, you're going to prove them wrong.
Surviving the suicide mission depends on the decisions you make throughout the entire game and when you get there.
The characters in Mass Effect 2 are probably the most differentiated characters that we've ever done.
The squad mates are the focus of the game.
The mission we showed at E3 is kind of an example of how, as Commander Shepard, you're going to go out and find these most dangerous individuals.
So, this assassin, you planning to stop him?
I'm just here to make sure he survives.
The character we're looking for in the E3 demo is called Thane.
This is a character who lives in the shadows, he moves in the shadows, and when he comes out of the shadows, we wanted that to be a great reveal.
He is the most dangerous assassin in the galaxy.
He's not the type of assassin who's going to kill someone with a sniper rifle a mile away. He needs to be there, and he needs to look them in the eye.
I was curious to see how far you'd go to find me. Well, here I am.
So you need to make your decisions carefully, build a great team, and make sure they have your back, because really anything can happen. Combat in Mass Effect 2 is a lot more physics-oriented.
Impacts, people getting hit, you'll be able to see the characters actually move and get thrown back, they're on fire, they look like they're patting themselves out.
So we added a new biotic power called Pull. You lift them up and you see them blowing across the level or bouncing around. You know, he flies over your shoulder, rams into a wall, splatters.
Now you're able to give specific commands to your squad members in real time.
They don't force you into cover anymore, but going into cover, huge advantage in the game. You're going to get killed a lot less using cover.
You're going to have a heavy weapon that you can choose from a larger group.
Heavy weapons are special in the sense that they're not unlimited. Blow the hell out of everything. Your fantasy toolkit of destruction.
In Mass Effect 2, we actually have a complete interrupt system. So now, in addition to having a fully real-time conversation,
I've got nothing more to say to you.
You can decide that enough is enough. It's time for action.
How about goodbye?
Space exploration is an important part of a definitive science fiction experience.
Instead of instantaneously traveling from planet to planet, you burn fuel.
You go deeper into space.
You're trying to figure out, well, where should I go? Where shouldn't I go?
When you arrive at a planet that you want to land on or learn about,
you get to scan the planet, revolve it. It's almost like a planet toy.
And you kind of tease open a really cool location for you to land at. Locations themselves are so much richer. They're really based on the idea of a singular, epic science fiction moment that you can't get anywhere else in the Mass Effect experience. The brutal scene that we showed in the demo for Mass Effect 2 is the Normandy being destroyed.
It's getting chased down by a ship.
The Normandy is clearly outgunned. This ship just had to come down on the Normandy like the hand of God.
You see Commander Shepard dying. Your actions really do matter. One of the endings, although what we're showing in the demo is not one of the endings, one of the complete endings to Mass Effect 2 has Commander Shepard dying permanently.
Tales of Monkey Island launch of the Screaming Narwhal was released about 20 minutes ago from the time of this video, and about 20 minutes ago is when I stopped playing. It's that addictive. Now, if you've played King's Quest, Space Quest, Galaxy Quest, no wait, that's a movie, any of the quests, any of the adventure games from back in the day, you undoubtedly know about MI. Monkey Island, baby. Now you'll either have the opinion of, I don't really get Monkey Island, I don't really understand why it's been a real hot item for 2 decades, why is it coming back? And then you'll have the people that are like, anticipating Monkey Island has been a religion for me. I filled it out on census forms and my Facebook, and thinking that it would actually come to a head almost makes me drop to my knees. This is the rapture of me. But there's really no in-between. So I want to show you on what side I lean based on my review coming up. And I'm going to try to cover all the bases, but I'm still just really, really excited that LucasArts and Telltale have come together in friendship and love to bring us this little baby of orgasmic pleasure. And why would I say baby and orgasm in the same sentence? I don't know. I apologize for that one. Now, if you know anything about the developers, Telltale, LucasArts, or Tim Schafer, the amazing writer of a god who's working on his own little game, you'll know that they're extremely cunning linguists, which I am not. So I'm going to make my representation of the plot of Tales of Monkey Island in pens. Now this is Guybrush Threepwood. He's the hero of this whole shebang, and this is the evil pirate LeChuck, which has pretty much always been the nemesis throughout the entire series. So you can pretty much get the gist of it without having to worry about playing all the previous games. And this is Elaine, which these guys got married and lived happily ever after, sort of, but right now Elaine is being kidnapped yet again by Mr. Evil LeChuck. And there's another dynamic thrown in there which I don't have a visual representation for. It is, this is really corny, this is the evil pox of LeChuck, which is basically like the plague that's coming and infesting all the towns. And it's this guy's job, Guybrush Threepwood, to save not only Elaine, but the rest of the people from utter damnation. And LeChuck, well, forget about him. Get rid of him. Walk the plank! So before we get to the juicy details, let's work out some of the technical aspects of things. Walking around, maneuvering. On the PC, they give you 2 options. You can use the WASD keys, which is like good looking out. That's definitely appealing to the non-adventurers. And then you have actually a kind of hold the mouse button and guide your little guy around, which I think is maybe have been Wii inspired, since it's also coming out on the Wii. I believe that would be the 17th, so you have a little bit to wait for that. But as far as the PC version, I was really pleased with it, and since I'm a die-hard adventure gamer, as I've said before, it took me about 15 minutes to pick it up. As far as the learning curve for someone who's not really into adventure games, I would say it's probably an hour or so, just working out the inventory switching. And as you can see, you can take one item and just drag it and drop into the slot that you want it to go to and try to bind them together. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Now, in the graphically inclined age that we've morphed into, we expect a lot out of our video games. As far as Monkey Island is concerned, I was a little bit underwhelmed, but I really, really do appreciate the cartoony. It's very detailed, and it gives you this just kind of happy feeling, especially with the sound. Getting into the sound, it was cheerful for the most part, and pleasantly ignorable. I mean, if there's times where you're trying to figure out certain puzzles, you don't want this loop to be constantly going in your head. As with traditional adventure games, you're not going to have really huge action scenes. In fact, a lot of the pride and joy of Monkey Island and adventure games are based on dialogue, which is why it's really important to have awesome voice actors, which they totally that they hit a home run as far as the voice acting. I loved it, loved it, loved it. And the humor's there, of course, as with Telltale and Monkey Island. And they do, for people who are fans of the series, they throw a lot of the jokes in there, and so you'll get kind of that nostalgic feeling, all the while the people who haven't played the series yet aren't feeling like they're missing out. So overall, I think Tales of Monkey Island Launch of the Screaming Narwhal, it would be great for if you're 16 to 60. If you're into the really, really fast games, it might not be for you, but I play Gears of War, and I'm totally fine with that kind of disassociation and bringing myself into that new realm. And that's really where Monkey Island will take you, is into a new realm that you've never been before. And it's a really refreshing escape, and I think you should try it. So I will be covering this every step of the way, and I hope to see you soon. Catch you later. Bye. I just stopped playing Tales of Monkey Island Curse. Why do I keep saying curse? Curse? Curse is another one. This is not Curse. Hey look, a three-headed monkey.
Gotta get out of here.
What do we do here?
Red Crown, negative visual. We've lost him.
I know exactly how to drive this thing. Bingo. No, son of a brick.
Hey guys, this is Kyle, aka Moranicao from thisXboxLife.com, and today I'm going to be giving you a video review of Battlefield 1943. First off, the main problem that I had with this game was that I couldn't play it for the first, I don't know, like 18 hours that it was out. Reason being, they had some server problems, to say the least, and they, in their own words, they underestimated the population that would be downloading this game, which I found a little hard to believe, being that it is a huge franchise. But you know, be it as it may, I finally got in a match after waiting 3 hours to get in a match. So I'm going to give you a quick little 10 minutes video review of this game. First of all, as you can see, the visuals are really nice for a 1200 Microsoft point game. The sound as well is something that I really recommend people checking out, because it is Very, very good quality, both video and audio. The game works pretty much similar to any other Battlefield game that you've ever played before. BF2, 1942, 2142, it's all got the same capture the flag conquest system. Well, it's not really capture the flag, but you kind of conquest, cap flags, and get spawn points for your team. One of the cool things is they kept it pretty simple. You only have three classes, which is nice and kind of a disadvantage at times. One of the things I would like to see was an unlock system or something like that, where as you progress in ranks, just like in Battlefield 2, you could get better weapons, but unfortunately you're locked into what is the stock weaponry. It uses the Frostbite engine, so it's going to look pretty much the same as 24 and 42 or any other games DICE has come out with, like Bad Company, that will have the Frostbite engine on it. You can't go prone in the game, which some snipers would not like that, but it is nice for leveling the playing field and something like that. One of the things that you also notice is that you get a lot of points. For capping flags and stuff like that, you get 10 points, kills 10 points, and it works on a kind of robust point system. The only thing that I don't like is that it almost discourages people from playing in a plane. First of all, there's only 1 to 2 planes per map, and if you were to crash, which is something that I did all the time, you actually lose 10 points. So if you were to just crash and it was deemed a suicide, you'd actually lose 10 points for every time you died in a plane, which was kind of, I think, not a very good move, because if you're still trying to learn, yes, you can use the tutorial mission that's in the game to fly around and stuff like that and get it down, but there definitely is a learning curve to it. So I would definitely recommend checking out the tutorial and flying around the planes in there, and then from there going on and trying it in a multiplayer match. But good luck. I doubt that I'll ever get in a plane during this 10-minute video review. Overall, the planes are really nothing special. I definitely prefer ground pounding on this game. I like sniper class. The snipers are nice, and it's pretty easy to pick people off, even though I haven't killed anybody yet. Aside from that, the game is pretty well polished. I just really put a bad taste in my mouth when I tried to play the game, and I couldn't. It was really kind of a I don't know. You get worked up for a couple of weeks, waiting for this game to come out. When it's finally released, they don't have enough servers to support all the people at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was just kind of disappointing, in my opinion. Aside from that, the control scheme is pretty much the same as like Bad Company. They really kept it pretty simple. You can switch your primary and secondary weapons with the right button, as well as you have different charges that you can throw down and blow up, and you also have a knife, which I think is kind of cool. So it comes in handy. The game supports, just in case, just to give you a little overview on what the game is, it's a online-only game. It supports 3 maps, and once you as a community, either on the Xbox or the PS3, once you get 10 million kills collectively, it will unlock the 4th and final map that they'll be releasing, which is called Coral Sea. We don't know much about the map outside of its name. The map that I'm playing right now is Wake Island, which is very much similar to Battlefield 1942 and Battlefield 2 map. The one kind of deal before I wrap this up, the one thing that I'm not too fond of is the vehicles, the vehicle situation. It's I don't know. It feels like the map is too big for what you actually get, and it almost feels like there's no way ever to reach the carrier. It almost seems like it's too far out there. I don't know. It just feels a lot more compact than a Battlefield 2 or something like that. But that very well could be because it's a $20 game instead of a $50 game. So overall, you know, I'd give this game a solid B+. Just because it probably is the best arcade game that I've played. A lot of people gave it knocks for being online only and all that good stuff, but I would say that this game is if you're a Battlefield fan, it's worth, even though it is a remake, it's worth the 1,200 points. You know, once they get the server situation figured out, which you know, I jumped right in a server after I got home, and it's 10 o'clock right now, so it's just one of those things where you just have to wait out the lag and stuff like that. But the game, as you can see, it's playing real nice. It's very fun for the money, and I would give it an overall B+. Outside of that, again, the information for you is that an enemy? Yes. The information again is this is Battlefield 1943. It's 1,200 Microsoft points, or $15 on the Xbox 360, and it is available to download right now. So that is it for me. This is Kyle, aka Marana Cow, signing out. And be sure to check out this XboxLife.com for more reviews, daily blog, forum, and we do a weekly podcast. So that's pretty much it for 1943. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you later.
Well, there you have it, folks. Episode number 21 of The Edge. Quite a long one, 45 to 50 minutes long, but well worth it with some of those reviews there. I want to thank all the reviewers who've done all that wonderful work and keep it up. It's brilliant stuff that you guys churn around on the net in forms of YouTube or Dailymotion, game trailers and stuff like that. All that remains to me to say is until next time, be sure to leave any mail for the Total Gamers, both for the Cutter and Danny show and for The Edge, of course, as well as all of our other stuff, at mailbag@thetotalgamer.com. That's mailbag@thetotalgamer.com. If you want to send a submission, a review, or a link to a video that you want to see featured on The Edge, or if you want to send any feedback to one of our other shows. Speaking of our other shows, you can also check out, like I said, the Cutter and Danny show, Gaming Unlimited with Kid Dog, Spy 101 and Mungo Bear, and of course from Danny, Worth Your Wii Points and Worth Your 360 Points. There should be a new show coming soon, I believe, from Axion as well, covering PC games, but more on that as it develops. Until next time though, I've been Mindwipe, and as always we'll leave you with a bit of a parody from this master of parody genius. This is Brental Floss from YouTube. Take it easy, folks.
What if Tetris had lyrics?
1, 2, 3, 4! Shapes made of 4 colored blocks, like a T or a box, come down like falling bricks. You can place them in rows, but everybody knows that they made this game for chicks. Hey! Mom just loves to flip and stack. Flip and stack. Grandma says this shit is like crack. Well, it is. This is the game girls deserve. There is no learning curve, which makes it great for noobs. It will fill you with glee, especially if you have a vag and boob. Hey! Your mom loves it, mine does too. Mine does too. Call me sexist, bitch, it's still true. kidding about the bitch part. Deep in the girl's dainty brain, there's a spot near a vein which regulates their bliss. The T-spot. Once they see falling blocks, the T-spot unlocks and they start to sing like this.
Sing!
La 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 la. We love Tetris. La 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 la. Here is a trick I have learned to avoid getting burned when you piss off your chick. I'm so mad. If you sing this on key, immediately she'll forget that you're a dick. Try it. La 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 I'm still la, mad. La la la. Is that the Tetris song? La 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 la. I love Tetris. La la la. I'm happy now. Tetris helps when chicks want to neuter us. Snip, snip, snip. If you love it, you probably have a uterus.
So I was kind of trying to communicate that I think women enjoy Tetris a lot. Is that clear?